Hey guys, I'm back again with a brand new video for you all, and what we're gonna talk here is about $100 million. Just kidding, we're gonna talk about the best team for the Ultra League, and Ultra League is starting from today alongside with Great League and Master League. All three leagues are available this week. Let's just have fun, and after 2 days it's gonna be, I believe, Go Battle Weekend or the Go Battle Day, where you can play 20 sets. So yeah, this is going to be the best teams that we can use, 10 best teams for the Ultra League, Open Ultra League. But before that, we'll be talking about the rankings. Well, about the rankings, not much change there. For Alligator is, well, there's a lot of things changed. Look at that, Gastrodon XL number 3 and Clefable in number 2. There we got Clefable at number 2. That is going to be, well, you have that spam move Swift there with a Moonblast, right? And it's gonna be Shadow for Alligator number 1, and Giratina never out of top 5. Wow, even if there's Zygarde or Zygarde, the complete form, it's gonna be number 5. It's not gonna beat Giratina in the rankings, but in the battle, it definitely can, right? And for Alligator, normal variant is number 6, Weezing Galarian. Weezing's Shadow version is 7, right? Recently, its Shadow was available. And Dusknoir Shadow is going to be number 8. Cobalion 9. And alright, I don't see Virizion here. Virizion is not in the top 10 or top 20, but Virizion is amazing pick for the Open Ultra League this season and from this season. And previous season was also so good, right? It can beat the top meta. Look at that. For Alligator, right? Somewhat Zygarde. Apart from Dragon Tail, what is it gonna hit to Virizion, right? It's gonna be Crunch and Earthquake. Both are not gonna be good against Virizion, right? And even Gastrodon, right? Well, it loses to Clefable and Giratina, obviously. But yep, Cobalion is 9. Auroras is 10. Now that's surprising here. I didn't think it would be in top 20s, but yep, let's go. Now, before 10 or 20 days ago, this ranking looked completely different than it is now, right? It was so different. Cobalion, Auroras was not here, Shadow Weezing was not here, right? And Registeel is in 13, it was a little down, right? Licky is 17, it was up, so it's changed a few days. It might also change even more in coming days. Within 2 or 3 days more, it can a slight change, not a lot of change, but a slight little change can come, right? Pangoro is number 18, so the number 1 fighter is going to be Pangoro, but it is going to be 18 in the rankings for the Open Ultra League, right? So there's no Shadow Machamp here, right? So Pangoro should be a little up. Pangoro has the ability to beat a lot of the things like for Alligator and even Giratina. Wow. Right, and let's go. Florges is 19, Regirock 20. So these are the top 20. Now Driftblim is going to be a very strong pick, which is going to be number 21, and Galarian Moltres. Now over Galarian Moltres, I prefer Mandibuzz for its extreme bulk. If you can get it to level 51, that comes very handy. And Shadow Machamp and Talonflame 24, Drapion 2 Drapions 25 and 26. Shadow Driftblim is 27. Nidoqueen is a pick to watch out for. I've got a team built with Nidoqueen. We will be talking about that. And Tentacool and Regirock 29 and 30. These are the top 30. Virizion is out of 30. That's 31 from Virizion. So it's gonna be like, you know. And Nidoqueen normal variant is 32. Swampert is down there 34. Cresselia 33. 35. Guzzlord. Guzzlord should be so up, guys. Guzzlord is my favorite Pokemon for Open Ultra League. Guzzlord is the beast, the best. He can beat a lot of the things, guys. And yep, those were the rankings. So let's move on towards the teams here. The team number 1. Team number 1 is going to be Nidoqueen. There we go. Team with Nidoqueen and Guzzlord and Machamp at the back. If you got Shadow Machamp, definitely run Shadow Machamp over a normal Machamp. And yep, it does so good. And I prefer Stone Edge over Rock Slide, where Rock Slide comes quicker, but Stone is a Stone Edge, right? And well, it's gonna be a little different against Talonflames. Just one Rock Slide can do the job. You don't even need to build up to the Stone Edge. Those are the different cases, but yeah, Stone Edge can hit so hard. Neutral, even the neutral damages like for Giratina, right, can hit so hard. And yep, Nidoqueen the being poison up front, and two back Pokemon being weak to fairy types, and ABB against the fairy. That's how it's gonna go. Poison and Fighter and Dark at the back, and Dragon, right? So yeah, that's completely this team. Now, this team has a weakness that is gonna be Giratina Altered, because you need to load up to the Earth Power in order to do some damage against that Giratina Altered from your Nidoqueen. And you've got a Fighter at the back. Well, it's still going to be, if they still gonna be like Guzzlord's Cape if they have Shadow Claw, right? But it all comes down to energy management from the Giratina Altered. But yeah, if you find Giratina Altered in the lead, you can just go for the Earth Powers, or first you can go for first move. Definitely go for Earth Power. Don't go for Poison Fang. They never shield, right? The first one. So yeah, that's how you're gonna play it completely. Yeah, and you got ground coverage there as well for the poison types itself, like Galarian, Weezing. All right, and because you got the Fighter at the back, so for the poison types also you got the coverage with the ground coverage there, right? That's how this team is going to go. And yeah, this is a very strong team. You guys can run it. I am going to run it myself. Damn, I'm gonna run this. And let's move on to another team. It's gonna be team number 2. Team number 2 is going to be Virizion, Feraligatr, and Registeel. So Virizion is going to be my favorite fighter for this Open Ultra League. And yep, for me it comes before Machamp and Pangoro, but Pangoro's ranking should be definitely in top 10. Now, yeah, Virizion is going to be so good. It does so good against those Ampharos, and which Feraligatr is weak against. Registeel is going to be your safe swap for a lot of the times, right? Registeel and Virizion very much they share like each other's, they handle each other's weakness pretty good. Like Virizion is going to be weak against the fairy types. Registeel is steel, so it beats the fairy types, right? Now the thing comes with the incinerate users like Talonflame, right, or even Blast Burn like Charizard and other things like Skeleturge. When you see it in the lead, what do? You got Registeel at the back, right? Now this is ABA team for those, right? This is ABA weak against the fires because you got Steel at the back and Grass up front. What you can do here is just come in with your Registeel. It doesn't matter if they are hitting you with super effective with your fast moves, right? Registeel can tank a lot of those and still gonna grab the shield from those Talonflames, from those Charizard, and even Skeleturge with that Zap Cannon. Well, Skeleturge can tank one Zap Cannon, but they are likely to shield it. And if you get the debuff, then you can tank a lot of those moves. Even if the Skeleturge doesn't get the debuff, then you're gonna tank that's Shadow Ball pretty comfortably from the Skeleturge into your Registeel. Registeel, that is going to be your safe swap for a lot of the times, and you got a water closure there for Feraligatr, right? And you also got coverage for that Mandibuzz with that Ice Beam in your Feraligatr. And you got Registeel at the back, so this is going to be ABB for those Mandibuzz. Well, even if the Feraligatr has Ice Beam, Mandibuzz still has the upper hand, but still, you can see, whenever you see Mandibuzz, you can safe swap into your Feraligatr. Yep, Mandibuzz in the lead against your Virizion, go for the Feraligatr safe swap. You got Registeel at the back. That's how you're going to play with this team. Right, this team is going to be pretty good. And even if you find Giratina Altered in the lead, you can safe swap into your Registeel. Now, I might have missed out on a few things. Well, I'll come with that in comments, right? I cannot say every weakness or everything or every play strategy in one single video, right? So let's move on to another team. It's going to be team number 3, the OG team. This is the kind of the team where you can run anything on the lead, right? If you run Giratina in the lead, then it is going to be right Balloon Slash and Tentacool, something like Grounds, right? Something weak. This is going to be backline weak against the grounds weak, right? Like Swampert, right? And Giratina can't do good against those. Now, if you can also run Alone Slash up in the front, right? Then it is going to be weak against fighters. Then you got Ghost and Poison at the back, so it's going to be ABB against the fighters. Same with the fire. If you run Alone Slash in the lead, then you're going to be weak against fire, and being a dragon, Giratina can take care of those. And Tentacool also being water, right? He's going to be good. Skeleturge is going to be a little different, but you got that Scald in your Tentacool, right? That's how this team is going to be. And yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it. For Alligator, might be a little bit hard to handle. You need a lot of teamwork for those things like for Alligator. And other than that, I think this team is gonna be pretty good and cool. And yeah, you can also run Tentacool in the lead, right? And if you run Giratina in the lead, it's gonna be ABB strong against fairies. You are weak against fairy. If you run Giratina in the lead, you're weak against fairy in the lead, and you got steel and poison at the back. That's how this team is gonna go, right? This is gonna be a very good team, and you can pick it. So let's move on to another team. It's going to be team number 4, Greninja and Double Fairy, Clefable and Sylveon. Now, this video is also the reminder of all the Ultra League teams that we have talked about in the past. So there are a lot of teams, right? And I gathered these teams from all those videos so that it will be easier for you guys, right? This is going to be weak against fighting in the lead, and you got Double Fairy at the back, and things like Giratina's got nowhere to go, right? And backline is going to be weak against fire, being the fairies, and you got water up front there. Greninja is going to do super good. Greninja is going to win a lot of the leads. Most favorable leads are going to be Giratina for Alligator, Alone Sandslash, right? Even Auroras and yeah, Steelix. Those are going to be the favorable leads, and Greninja is going to do super good, very good. Right now, one thing core breaks this team, that is Venusaur, Grass Poison, right? It can beat Greninja. It can also beat the entire backline as well. That is going to be the core breaker of this team. But every team's got core breaker. You gotta run, right? You gotta do some things, and you get super effective from your Psyshock, right? You can run Quick Attack or something else instead of charming your Sylveon. That will give you a little good hand against those things like Venusaur, right? You got Psyshock. You get a neutral move with Swift from Clefable and Night Slash from Greninja. That's how you're gonna do, right? But those things definitely core break. Watch out for those. This is a risky team, right? So yeah, let's move on to another team. It's going to be team number 5. Team number 5, Malamar, Licky, Talonflame. Now I came out with this team before the season started. Yeah, before this season 20 even started. You guys can check my old video. In that video, I think it is 2-month old video, or it's 45 days old video. This was my number 1 pick from that day, right? And yep, this is like, you got a dark type up front in the front, and it's going to be weak against fairies, and you got Talonflame at the back, right? So safe swap is going to be Licky. You can also run Earthquake in your Licky, double nuclear Earthquake and Shadow Ball, but I prefer Body Slam and Shadow Ball, right? And yeah, it's just a simple team. Just run a normal type Licky as the safe swap, and you've got Malamar up front and good against Fairy, Talonflame at the back. Yeah, this team is just gonna work. Yeah, this is gonna work. Now, whenever there is like something like Registeel, right, you can go for superpowers. You also got Talonflame. You can also run Flame Charge instead of Brave Bird. Yeah, whenever for those things you can run Flame Charge instead of Brave Bird. And yeah, this team is gonna do super good as well, and I believe in this team. Let's move on to another team. It's going to be Tentacruel and Pangoro and Registeel. How's it called? Pangoro. Now the idea of this team is weak against fighting at the back in Dark and Steel, right? And you got Poison up front. And Pangoro also weak against Fairies. You got coverage with Registeel and Tentacruel. That's how this team is gonna go. If you find Giratina altered in the lead against your Tentacruel, you can safe swap it to Registeel. And yeah, that's how this team is going to go. If you find Skeledirge in the lead, you can just stay with your Tentacruel. Just try to go Skull. You can try to get the shield. And you can just come in with your Pangoro through the Night Slash. And that Night Slash looks like a small damage move, but it does a lot of super effective damage against those ghosts. Super effective damage. By super effective, I mean it hits hard. That is why it does so much damage, right? And yeah, this is gonna work. This team is gonna be really good. Now this team can be like a little bit. Well, what is this team? Okay, grounds. So ABA weak against grounds because you got Poison up front and Steel at the back. So something like Gastrodon or Swamparts can do good against both their Pokemon, so you gotta watch out for those. Do some here and there, some team plays, and that's how you're gonna play with this team. But it's still gonna do good, right? So let's move on to another team. It's gonna be team number 7, Virizion, Ampharos, and Drifblim. Drifblim with Astonish, not Astonish. Astonish is gonna do so good. It's gonna perform very good in this Ultra League Open, right? And Virizion, well, Ampharos is gonna be your safe swap. A lot of the cases, like what do you do if you find Giratina in the lead, right? You can safe swap into your Ampharos. You got Brutal Swing, right? And Giratina can still beat Drifblim, but you got you got Brutal Swing coverage from your Ampharos, and you can also debuff its move with Icy Wind, right? You gotta do some here and there's, and you can also replace Drifblim with a lot of the things like Giratina itself, right? And yeah, this team is gonna be good. Now Virizion being weak against those flyers, right? And Ampharos can handle all of those, right? That's how this team is gonna go. It's gonna be really good and fine team. Trust me, guys. Yeah? So let's move on to another team. It's going to be team number 8, Dragonite, double Alligator, double Crocodile, double what is that? Double Crocodile. All right. So yeah, for Alligator and Skeletorge. Now I had to keep this team because this is one of the best team. Right, this is one of the best team. And even if it's got a lot of the weaknesses, it still performs good. You can also put Registeel in place of for Alligator, because Dragonite is gonna be so weak against fairies, right? And you can just do some here and there's, some changes. But I like this team. This team is gonna be weak against things like Tapu Fini. It's gonna core break. It's our team. It is gonna core break, right? So you're gonna do a lot of here and there's, and you can just swap any of them on with Registeel, right? That's how you're gonna do. Yeah, it's gonna be fine, and yeah, you can use this team. Let's move on to another team. It's going to be team number 9, Machamp and double Poison. Now Jamie, right? You guys might know Jamie. I think this team came from him. It was Poliwrath and double Dark, double Poison at the back. Now after Poliwrath got nerfed, it's gonna be Shadow Machamp. You can use triple Shadow as Jamie would, right? And yeah, this team is gonna be good. I mean, the best team. When we're talking about the best teams, we gotta put this team. This is gonna still work, right? You got Fighter, and you got 2 good answers against Fairy at the back, and you got Fighter. You got 2 good answers against fine, not good, fine answers against Giratina, against Ghosts, right? Against a lot of the things. Fire Flyers, gonna be something. But you got that Stone Edge, and you can put Aqua Tail in your Drapion. That's how you're gonna do, right? And this team is gonna still perform good. This is gonna do really good, this team. That is why I kept this team in here. And yep, let's move on to another team. It's going to be team number 10, audience poll. You're gonna decide what's gonna be team number 10 for this season's Ultra League this week, right? Team number 10. You guys can comment, and I'll just put next video declare the team number 10, right? Please comment down what team you would like to be in the team number 10 in this video, right? So yep, that is it, guys. I hope you like this content. If you like the content, please leave like and comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Thank you so much, guys.